Hi, I'm Amy and welcome to the Stitchy Duo's FlossTube. You might also know me as 𝐦𝐞𝐧𝐭𝐢𝐨𝐬𝐿 on Instagram, and I'm so excited to be back. It's been a little while since we've done a FlossTube. If you're a returning viewer, you might notice that today I am solo. I have no Brooke with me, and it's with really sad news that I have to tell everyone that she's decided to take some time away from the Stitchy Duo. But she says that she will be returning, so I'm really keen for her to come back. I'm already missing her, and I think I'm only like 20 seconds into this video, and yeah, but she's just taking some time away from cross-stitching at the moment, so hopefully once her cross-stitching mojo comes back, she will be back. Look, it's been a little while between our floss tubes, and it's just been really hard for us to get together. I've had some really bad anxiety. We've both had some, viruses going around, sick family members. It's just been really hard to find time to come together, and yes, but I'm back now and solo, but that is okay. Still have plenty of things to talk to you about and have really missed everyone here on the FlossTube. So firstly, I just wanted to give a little update for Brooke, because in the last FlossTube, she asked questions about traveling overseas with all of her cross-stitch gear. And I just wanted everyone to know, thank you so much for all of your suggestions in the comments and all the suggestions that she received on Instagram. She got all of her gear on the plane, she got to the Philippines with her cross-stitch stuff, and everything was dandy. So just so you know, everything that she was planning to take in that pack, she managed to get on the plane and got it back into Australia as well, which was probably going to be the hardest part of that trip, was getting it back into Australia. So yeah, which is great news. She also put a cross stitch into one of the North Coast shows. I will put up a picture of it, and she got second in the show. So congratulations, Brooke. We wish you were here today with me to share this news with everyone, but still, it's great to be able to share that, this awesome piece that she did here got a second in the local show from where her family's from. But okay, over to what we're going to have today. So obviously it's been a while since I've been on here, and I have been working on lots of things. If you've been on my Instagram, you'd have seen some of the things that I've been working on, and I'm excited to show you all. I've had a few finishes. So I finished my Mandela bee that I spoke about in the last FlossTube. I got the Corpse Bride finished, and they're all over on my Instagram. But it's not something that I feel like showing you guys here today, because it feels like so long ago since I've finished them. So I thought today I might focus on the things that I've been working on in the last month, and then hopefully I'll be doing these FlossTubes more regularly so that we can share what I'm working on as it happens. But one thing I want to say, and I don't actually have it here with me at the moment, is I've been working on the Titanic A Day to Remember by Dimensions, and I did a Titanic sal across April. Now, I did this with my now good friends from Rose Crafted Corner, who do an awesome floss tube here if you haven't seen it. And the goal was to do 100 stitches a day. So we both were working on different Titanic patterns, and yeah, it was just so much fun. Unfortunately for me, I was planning to do the whole month. Rose Crafted Corner we're only going to do until the sinking, so the 15th of April. I actually just had like really bad health anxiety about a few things that was happening, and so I didn't get to continue the whole month. I ended up just doing to the sinking, so maybe that's the kind of sal that I should be doing, is just until the sinking. But look, it was great. I got 1,500 stitches done on the Titanic stitch, which is awesome. So that was really fun. And then next year, the 𝐦𝐞𝐽𝐸 stitcher, who is also here on FlossTube, has said that they would like to join us as well in our little kind of fun stitch along, bring your own pattern, your own Titanic pattern, stitch along in them as a memorial for everyone that passed in the sinking. And it's just a really great way to get some stitches on these patterns, because a lot of the Titanic patterns are quite large. So for me at the moment, it is one of my largest stitches that I'm doing of 35,000 stitches, which doesn't seem like much, but for me, someone who gets bored quite quickly, it is a bit of a lot of stitches. So, but hey, let's get into current WIPs. So I am currently moving around from WIP to WIP. My husband keeps laughing at me because I'll be working on one for like a day or two. I'm like, no, I'm done with this. I'm moving on to another one. It's kind of how I'm working at the moment. I'm enjoying it. It's making me enjoy stitching a lot more. So by doing this, I am getting a lot of work done across a lot of different WIPs. I'm keeping my brain active. I'm really just enjoying the process of stitching. So I'm gonna, the first one I'm gonna show is a NeedleLot design. And this is why I'm a bit sad that Brooke's not here, because she has been doing a lot of NeedleLot designs, and every time I look, I'm like, oh my God, I really want to do one. I just love them. So this is the one that I am doing at the moment. So it's the Highland cow by NeedleLot Design, and I'm doing it on a 28 count 1/1 dusty green even weave, and the even weave is from Sew It All Australia. And so I did decide to do it as a 1/1 because it is a birthday present for someone and they don't live in a very big space, and so I wanted it to be about, you know, this size to be able to fit onto a shelf for them. And it's coming out quite nicely. I'm really enjoying it. It's the first time I've done 1/1. I'm usually, you know, to be honest, I'm usually a 14 count Ada girl, and yeah, but I'm really enjoying this, trying this 1/1. So I'm currently doing 2 projects as 1/1, but anyway, some of these are the colors called for, a lot of them are not. I've mentioned this before. I've got a kit up of, I think they're, you know, the knockoff kind of DMC brand that I got off Amazon, that I use quite regularly just because I can't afford to go buy the DMC for every one that I do. But yeah, but I'm having a lot of fun doing this little one. So I can knock off so many more stitches on this than I do on pretty much any of my other projects in one sitting. So I'm really enjoying it. It's coming together quite fast. My little needle minder here by Ginger Stitch AU, very cute. But yes, this is coming along quite nicely, and this is going to be our main focus for the next month because the person's birthday is in July and I really need to get this finished. So yeah, that's one of my main focus whips. The next one that I have here in my little pile sitting down below me it's not cross stitch, but I really wanted to show it here just because, you know, it's still floss. So this is the Blackwork that I'm currently working on. It's Humphrey the Whale by Purple Rose Embroidery, and it is done on, you can't see here, but this is a hand dyed fabric of like blues with whites through it, can't really see with the light, which is from Daisy Chain Stitchery. And I've been working on this one, so I actually started this one about a year ago, and I picked it back up and I just sat here and did about 2 pages on it. So much fun. This is the first proper Blackwork that I've committed to and I keep going with, and I think I'm actually going to finish this one. I don't know when, but I think this one may actually be, you know, in it to be finished. So I'm really enjoying it. It's just nice to give my brain a break from counting. It's, you know, it's a bit easier than having to count all the stitches, and I do find when my brain is like super kind of a lot going on in it, this really helped kind of slow it down a bit. And so yeah, I actually had a lot of fun. A lot of one of the channels over here was playing some really fun like older movies like Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and they had Dirty Dancing on one night, and I just sat there and watched them and did this, and it was really great. I had a lot of fun doing it. So yeah, this is where it's going. Really enjoying the Blackwork. Obviously not as much as I enjoy cross stitch. I am a cross stitcher first and foremost, but I am enjoying getting into some Blackwork. So that's coming along quite fun. But back to the cross stitch now. So I pulled this one back out and I just realized I have not taken it off the nerd hoop. So I was kind of like missing this one a little bit. I put it down with haste. I can't remember why. I think because in this fabric that I've got, it's really nice fabric, but there's a little bit of the fabric's not right. It has an extra kind of, you know, some of the squares aren't uniform. There was just a bit of an error in the fabric, which is meant, you know, around, where is it? I think it's up here. It's a bit hard to get uniform squares because there's an extra piece running through the fabric. Anyway, I've managed to adjust it, and you know, we're going okay. So I've just decided to go down the side for a little bit, and it's really fun. So this is the Woodburn Kraken by Raven Stitchcraft, and I really do enjoy this. I really seem to enjoy using DMC 310 a lot lately. It seems to be my one of choice. But this has been a lot of fun, and it's very much in my kind of pirates theme that I have a bit of a Kraken Pirates Caribbean theme going on at the moment, and I just sat there and just did a heap of work. So I did all of this in just a few nights, maybe even less than a few nights, and I can't remember why I put it down. I think I was just needed a break, maybe from DNC 310. But yeah, I'm over the 50% mark now, so you know, we're getting there. I can see the end starting to come in, and I'm really excited to finish this one. This one I've actually been really conscious of trying to make sure that the back is quite neat, which sometimes isn't a big thing for me, but I am being very conscious on that. And that is kind of sometimes hard with the way these trail down and the way I stitch, just to keep it all very uniform without traveling at all. I think that's probably why I put it down. I probably got a bit tired and wanted to go to something else, but yeah, I love the Woodburn ones, and I want to do more. I've been eyeing off more already. So Raven Stitchcraft is actually one of my favorite designers. But in saying that, moving away from something like that, something completely different to what I've ever done, it's actually a new start for me. A recent new start is this one. So I don't even think you can even see the stitching on here because it is just so light. So I'll just like come up a bit to the camera. So there it is. So this is a very tiny, this is 1/1 on 28 count even weave, and I got this even weave. It's hand dyed from Paddock Lane Designs, and you can see it's like quite intricate looking in here. And I did have trouble doing it at first because I'm on my new lounge, which is really exciting. Really nice stitchy space, nice corner here for me to sit in. But we haven't quite worked out where this is my light here, my stitching light, where it's gonna kind of sit. And so for the first night I was trying to do this without my magnifying glass, and I just can't do that. And so when I was sitting here last night, I've kind of worked out where to sit to get the magnifying glass to work nicely. I was looking over some of the other stitches I did the other night, and they're not great, so I may unpick them and redo them. But I'm having a lot of fun, like, because for me, I always find it so funny when I'm doing such small that this doesn't look like 600 stitches. And I just love that. So, and I just loved this. So it is actually, this is called Mermaid, and it is by, I'll just check. It is by Lina Ova. I'm sorry if I pronounce that wrong. And so it's kind of like a mermaid sampler kind of style. And this is like the first kind of style, something like that I've done. I'll put an image here of what it's going to look like when it's done. And so I'm just kind of, I must say Wild Fox Stitchery has kind of got me going into looking at samplers a bit more, because I always see her Instagrams, and I'm actually been starting to catch up on my FlossTubes. I've been a little bit behind, and I've been watching a lot of hers, and she does a lot of samplers. And I was like, oh, you know, I'm going to start this on. So I was waiting for this fabric to come. I ordered this fabric so long ago, and it finally arrived this week, so I got straight into it. And I'm excited to try and do the different colors. So I'm going to do the outside border in the this is the B2500. I have a cone of doom of it, so enjoying that. And then I'm going to maybe do like the inside borders a different color. I haven't worked it out yet, but I do know that the mermaid in this is gonna have bright purple or bright blue hair. I'm yet to find out, but I kind of see now why some people say it's really fun to do samplers and to be able to go through and pick what you want to do different colors. And I don't know, kind of love that. So this is my current fixation, but I don't know how long it's going to last, because I do need to get the wee Highland cow finished. And if you're a returning viewer, you'll see before that I'm working on an Outlander stitch. I really need to get that one finished. Actually, I think I'm not going to finish the whole thing. I think I'm just going to do the smaller internals of that pattern, purely because I need to get it finished, because the Outlander casts are coming to Supernova Sydney, which is kind of like a really, really smaller version of what you'd assume like a Comic Con would be over in America in Sydney. And the Outlander, some of the Outlander actors are coming, and I was really hoping to get them to sign around the rim again, because I really love getting my cross stitches signed. So I just need to hurry to get that done so I can go and get that signed again. So that's kind of giving me a bit of a jolt along. But next, so I have gone back to working on this one, and it was a bit of a hyper focus over the weekend because it's been raining here. So it's been, I'm not up in the North Coast where it's flooding, but it has been a bit, bit poor weather, but I can't complain, we're not flooding here. But this was a bit of a hyper focus. So this is the Victorian Charm by Dimensions. Now, some people have told me how painful this is to work on, and I can see why. When I first pulled it out, one of the colours was that I needed. I thought I'd lost it because I actually have put all the colours onto this thing that my husband 3D printed for me, and I stuck all the colour codes on here. And I thought that I'd maybe missed one, but no, it turns out that some of these ones of the colours have ones in brackets underneath that I didn't notice, like they're 2 in 1, which is just me. I've never done it. This is actually the first cross stitch kit that I've done. Usually I just kit them up myself and get the patterns off Etsy or stuff like that. So it's just a learning curve, you know, when you're not used to doing your kit. But yeah, but how cool is this 3D printed palette? And it's just so much more durable, and I love that I can just stick these on and then pull them off and use them for the next one. But yeah, I could see then when I was like, I was just a bit tired and thought I lost colour. It was just getting quite grating on me, but I've gone back to it and was finding it a lot easier this time when I've gone back to it. So this is how much I've got done on it. So really not much compared to how much there is to go in the stitching, but I'm really enjoying now. I'm up to a bit of the pink in here in the window. Obviously, if just in case, you know, you don't know the classic Victorian charm, this is what it will look like. So I am just doing this little bit here for the moment. But yeah, I put this one down for a little while, just gone on to work on other things. Can't say that one's love of my life. It's not my most favorite whip to work on, but I am really enjoying it. But after showing those 3D printed things, I did have a few 3D printed things that I wanted to show you guys. So my husband has a 3D printer in here. He tries to find anything he can that will make my craft life just easier. And so the palette I just showed you was 3D printed from him as well. He also got these 3D printed for me. So these are just different types of palettes. So this one I'm hoping to use for my, I've just started a long stitch to put the long stitch in because it's got the bigger holes. But then he got me this one, which I thought would be really good for traveling. So, you know, you wrap it around here and, you know, it's just, I told him just to print them in whatever color. That's why they're kind of like all different colors, but I really do love this color. The green is quite nice. He also found and made me these, so I don't think you can see, but it says here 14 count and it's ruler. So you'll be able to see what fabric size it is, and so I have it in 14, 16 and 18, which has been really handy because in the next I have one more whip to show. I actually had no idea what count the fabric was because it was from my mum's vintage stash. So I've got these rulers which have been super handy. They're also just really handy when I need a straight edge to cut. He also made me this floss box, which I use for my whips when I have them out on my table. It's a little bit messy at the moment, so please don't mind that. But yeah, so this has actually got the colours in there for my wee Highland cow at the moment. And it's just quite handy. It's really good when you're using it on a tabletop. He also printed out some pink bobbins for me when I ran out, and we worked out cost-wise that it's, I think, printing out like those kind of bobbins, it's only like I think 20 cents cheaper than actually just going and buying them from the store. So last time I needed some, because we share the printer with one of our good friends. My husband and him bought it together. I wasn't here, so I just went out and bought some. So, you know, 3D printing stuff is not always more cost effective, but sometimes it is. But you can have like more variety in what you print, and if you do want colored stuff, it is in the colors you want, it is really good. These are the other bobbins that he has printed me, and so you've got, you know, you can have your drops here, which I have, and then obviously you can have your normal bobbin up here and still the whole. I actually love these. I use these for my 𝐻𝐿𝐻𝐿𝐻. So I have my black and my white 𝐻𝐿𝐻𝐿𝐻, and I just keep these stocked, and this is what I mainly use them for because I'm constantly using them and I just find that easier. I haven't used them for any other projects, but I suppose if you're just kitting up a project, maybe that's all you're going to be using that bobbin for, would be great, because just because they're a bit tall, they don't really sit in the boxes that I use for my storage. And of course, everyone's favorite is the bobbin winder drill bit. Yeah, so this is actually in like Deadpool colors that he was doing. So he was printing a Deadpool control at the time, and yeah, the access that it had to change colors, he got it to spit into making me some more of these. So I actually just recently traded one of these for a pattern with a designer in New South Wales. So that was a pretty cool trade, I think. She sent me the pattern and I just sent her this. So open to trades. But yes, my husband is debating making an Etsy store and selling things like this in Australia, where, you know, you can put it in your drill bit and it's quite easy. I do have a video in our YouTube shorts and on my Instagram if you want to have a look how they work. It is quite fantastic, and let's just say me and my son, he loves playing with it. I think I've said this before, when we timed ourselves, the quickest bobbin that we wound up took about 10 seconds. So just think about having heaps to do and just cutting it down with this. It's bloody fantastic. But yeah, so this is all the 3D printed goodies that I have for cross stitch at the moment. There's a few other things. We're getting the 3D printer back. Oh no, we have it back. We have it back now, actually. So he's printed out some frames for me recently, but they're up on the wall. But there's a few other things they have in there. So they have like additions for your scroll frames, which I wouldn't mind having a look at. They also have like hoop holders that you can print out, things to put over the side of your lounge. So there's a few things that I'm looking at getting him to print for me for my cross stitch. But yeah, it's really fun. So if you know a 3D printer and you want something like this, like just get them to search cross stitch stuff and wherever they get their printer files from. You can also get printer files off Etsy, or they can also easily just design them up themselves in the system. So, you know, my husband had seen a drill bit like this around for cross stitch, and then he went and designed one up himself, and then has since even made it a little bit more flatter, which was easier for future postage when we share it with people. But yeah, so that's my favorite 3D printed stuff. But I have one more whip to show you. So this has actually been my favorite whip, and I know when I announced that I was going to be doing this one, a few people at Follow got excited. So I finally started Bring Me the Horizon, which is a Pirates of the Caribbean. So this will be a silhouette of Jack Sparrow's head, and obviously we have Jack in there. Now I have slightly stitched this wrong, so because I was using Pattern Keeper, I didn't realize that a lot of like these stitches here around little Jack his head were meant to be half stitches, but that's okay because I actually kind of like the fuller coverage look on this. I don't think I'd like the look of the half stitches. I see why the designer had done it like that, but I kind of like it, the fact that this is going to be a whole silhouette. I kind of like the full coverage inside the silhouette. So yeah, definitely not ripping out, going to keep going. This is on some vintage fabric. Well, it's not really vintage, it's my mum's old fabric. Who knows when she bought this, when I was probably like quite young, and I checked it with the ruler. It is a 16 count, and I suppose it's kind of a bit like a banana leaf one. It's a bit like my banana leaf ones that I've got, but it's super like thick and rough. I like a bit of a rough fabric to stitch on, and it's just working on it is an absolute dream. Another one that I'm like focusing really hard on keeping the back nice and neat on as I can, which can be hard because there is a few mixed threads in here, and so like up here's a few mixed threads, and yeah, it's a lot of like color changes just around in here. But yeah, I haven't actually cracked this out in a couple of weeks, but it has been a main focus of the last month, and it will come back. I actually really need to get on that drill bit because this is terrible and people are going to be horrified, but this is how my threads are currently being stored for this whip, and I really need to get them on a bobbin because it is starting to get a bit unruly, and I'm getting angry about it now. Just angry at myself. But look, that's it. That's all the whips that I'm currently focusing on. I'm not going to promise anything for me to be working on for the next month besides the wee Highland cow and my Outlander, because I have finished dates for them. But I'm just kind of like, I just kind of come in and go, what do I want to work on tonight? And whatever tickles my fancy or whatever I'm thinking about is what I'll work on. And it's been working really great for me. It's keeping me engaged. It's keeping me really excited about stitching. So yeah, who knows what will come out next month. But look, the only other thing I didn't get to show here today, which I may show next time, but I was wearing it. So I did go to the Sydney Royal Easter Show and had a great time. There's some awesome stitching there. So have a look. I did do a FlossTube extra on that. Go and have a look at that, because if you're like me and like to just stare at other people stitching, I tried to film every single cross stitch I could find there, and it was just great. I love going to that show. But I actually had overalls on, which I did make a YouTube short on, which I stitched on. I used the Witchy Stitches Monshare pattern of Gomez and Morticia, and slightly altered it to fit on the pocket of Kmart overalls, which I had dyed. And that's probably one of my most favourite projects I've done in between this FlossTube and the last FlossTube me and Brooke did. So definitely check out the YouTube short, or you can see me wearing it in the Sydney Royal Easter Show video. I do have another pair of overalls which I've dyed. My son went and picked a colour to dye them, and so they're like enchanted forest green, and I'm gonna use a pattern from the Creepy Cross Stitch book to put on there. I just haven't done it yet. It was kind of like a project which was helping me at the time when I was just having some health anxiety stuff, and it was like rainy, and I just sat there and just did it one day. I also wanted those overalls to wear to the Easter show, because I love wearing that kind of stuff there and just hanging out in the arts and craft pavilion. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. But look, I'm hoping now there's only one of me for a little while until Brooke comes back, and there'll be less conflicting schedules. I'm hoping to get some more videos out here on FlossTube, be more active in the community, and I think in the end of June I'll probably do another WIP parade to go for everything I'm kind of got at the moment, because there's a few new starts that I want to put on, you know, like I might even bring out, this is the new long stitch I've started, like, you know, might even show them in my WIP parades, because this is the kind of thing that is taking my time away from my cross stitch. This is a Country Threads long stitch. Do love a bit of long stitch. If you're looking for something a little bit different, long stitch is a lot of fun. So easy to do, but just, I don't know why, it's just a lot of fun. But yeah, so that's it from me. Thank you for watching if you lasted this long, and if you're new here, I hope that you subscribe and stay with me as we go along this journey. Again, we really miss Brooke, and if Brooke, if you're watching, we hope that you come back soon. You know, if you want to come over and chat with me on Instagram, always open for a chat from the cross stitch community. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.